welcome to another episode of The Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Many of you know that Lisa Leslie has been working with Angel Reese on her game, close to the basket. Lisa Leslie, considered a legend in the WNBA. I'll just share some of her accolades with you in case you are unaware. She was named WNBA MVP 3 times. She won 2 WNBA championships. She was the WNBA Finals MVP twice. She was is a 7-time All-Star, a 3-time All-Star Game MVP. She was named to the All WNBA First Team 8 times. She was named Defensive Player of the Year twice. She was also a member of the gold-winning U.S. Olympic team in 96, 2000, 2004, and 2008. And currently she is at Unrivaled. She's calling some games. Sometimes she's in the studio. And one of the things that we know is that she's been working with Angel Reese. Remember, she went on Angel Reese's podcast. And when the question came out, like, what do I need to work on for next year? So I did a video on this. She kind of just said, okay, the layups, those are fixable. We need to do something there. And so Angel asked and she told her. And again, they have been working out. And Angel Reese in the beginning of Unrivaled and during Unrivaled at different times wasn't looking too good, missing layups, things like that. It was at one point she had missed so many that you could tell she didn't want to take it. She passed behind her to Kalia Copper. It was just like, I don't want anything to do with this. And I did a video about how this is affecting her confidence. And of course, she takes a lot of heat for the layup woes, if you will. And so I'm not wearing a hat right now, but my coaching hat is on because we begin to see some improvement in Angel Reese. She began making layups, and though she was still shooting some from her hip, that wasn't happening every time. And I remember just the other day, I go live for the Unrivaled games, and she did some move with her back to the basket. And I said, I could totally see Lisa Leslie in that because remember back in the day, I watched the WNBA and I'm like, that was a Lisa Leslie move. And so I was seeing some things and other people have commented on some things that there have been some improvements. But the other day, the last game of Unrivaled, which was Monday night, it wasn't looking so good at all. Actually, the game before that, there was some definite frustration as well. But the last game, it was really like the improvements have been wiped away. So how does that happen? Well, first of all, let's talk about the good stuff she's doing, like working out with Lisa Leslie. And then I'm going to show you what happened the last game and then talk about how when you're working out with Lisa Leslie and already improving, how you end up looking like she looked on Monday night. So let's take a look at her and Lisa Leslie. This is the Twitter page of someone named Kicks is Unrivaled, and it has Vinyl Owls. And if you're watching Unrivaled, you know there's a team called Vinyl. Aaliyah Boston plays on that team. And then there's the Lunar Owls, and that's the team that's only lost once, and that has Nafisa Collier and Skylar Diggins-Smith, Alicia Gray, etc. So here's this post that I just came across today, and it says Angel and Lisa working together. I'll expand it, and I will show you what's up. I'm going to replace the music with my own music because I don't want to end up with some kind of copyright. So that's just a little look at them working together. And first, let me address something that I hear a lot. People often say, well, if Angel can't do a layup right now, then she's never going to learn. Or if her mechanics are off now, they're always going to be off. And I don't believe that. I do believe that she can learn the proper mechanics. I do believe she's 23? Is she even 23? So she's 22, 23. And with someone working with her, she can, and to a large extent, this is up to her, but she can work on and improve those things. So I'm not of the mindset that it's too late. And I don't think she should have that mindset. Do your part to get better. You do your part and let the results fall where they may. But this is fixable, as Lisa Leslie said. So anyway, there you see them working out. So after working out, and if I remember correctly, Angel has said that they work out once or twice a week is what I believe I heard her say. Maybe it's more now, but I remember hearing that. Okay. And like I said, she's been showing some improvement, but in the last couple games, things seemed off again, and particularly in her last game. So I'm going to show you this compilation someone put together, and I'm going to shut that music off because it's like clown music they got going. So when you hear this, when it's published, you'll either hear my music or you'll hear no music. Let's take a look at, it looked bad too. Let's take a look at what we saw the other night. So this is someone's page on X. It looks like it would be pronounced the Biddy Anyab Willie. Forgive me if I got it wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna call TA. All right. So let's expand. Okay, so here we see Angel just doing stuff that she has been criticized for doing before. Let me put it that way. Let me play here. So she nice spin move. She goes up. She misses the layup. And it just off her shoulder, out of bounds. And then you could see the frustration. And I remember that during the live stream because I was like, oh, I genuinely felt bad because she was frustrated. So here's something else. So let me go back. Let's go back. Here we go. She gets the rebound, dribble. Sometimes she dribbles and she doesn't need to. Now, so what's she going to do? I mean, that's just a wild shot, falling away from the basket, out of control. Footwork is off. She's just going to throw it up. Okay, so she's on the floor. So here we are again. Dearica Hamby on her again. Up and under. Nice move. Misses the layup. Okay, fights for the rebound, turns, and as they say, come hell or high water, she's going to shoot the basketball. So what is my point? Look at this here. Again, this last one here. Last one here. So she's going up, spins, steps through, misses, gets a rebound, grabs it. Look, she's got 1, 2, 3 people. This is 3-on-3 basketball. There's no one else on defense. That's it, 3. But she is going to put the basketball back up again, even though nothing is working. Okay, and she's frustrated. Here, let's just starts over there, out of bounds, hand on her head. Here again, miss, go up again, wild, nothing on the floor. Here, like I said, spin, step, everything but the finish there. Grabs it again, goes to get it, just gonna barrel her way back in. And this is an issue. Again, she had been improving and you didn't see that there. Let me go back to where it looks like she's shooting from the hip again. The ball's down here. She turns. She goes up. Dribble here. Just throws it up. And then here. Spin. Step through. and then she tosses it up. This is what she generally do. She kind of throws it at the rim. This is how her layups often look. And that's not shooting a layup. That's not going, that's throwing it up. Okay. You see what I mean here? And we've seen this before. Here, over here, turn, and then she just throwing it up. So back to my original question. Here is someone who has been doing better, who's been working out with Lisa Leslie, and we get to this game and we are seeing the same thing that it looks like bloopers. This is why Angel Reese has to decide, how good do I want to be? How hard do I want to work at it? Because even though she's working with Lisa Leslie, even though we're seeing improvement, what happens is that there's this thing called muscle memory, right? There's muscle memory. Well, there's basketball player memory also. And Angel Reese is in the habit of doing certain things. If you notice, when I said she had 3 players around her and didn't even look out, remember that's what she did her rookie season. And Teresa Weatherspoon did not help, did not correct that. So Angel Reese would put the ball up, accumulate these offensive rebounds. At some point, and I've heard Lisa Leslie say it during her commentating, at some point you have to say, I'm going to kick the ball back out. I can repost. But in this case, what is she? And she's been doing some of that lately in Unrivaled. Getting steals or pushing the ball up the break, kicking it out to Lexi or whomever. But what she did here, because she's been pressured the game before, this game, you can see there's the frustration. And what does she do? She went back to that muscle memory. She went back to what she's used to. And that is, I'm not looking to kick it out. I'm not even going to glance up. I'm going to get it. I'm going to go on a barrel through. I'm just going to throw it up from my hip. And it's starting to look like before she worked with Lisa Leslie. So while I say Angel can absolutely turn this thing around, she's going to have to make the commitment that I am going to work on this and work on this and work on this. And whether I'm working with Lisa Leslie or whether I'm in the gym with somebody I get in the gym there with me and I'm under the basket and I've got to do it right. Reps over and over and over and over. I'm not shooting 3-pointers unless I'm shooting 3-pointers outside of my normal hours working on the underneath the basket stuff. Now, I can shoot 3s, but that means I'm coming to the gym 2 hours ahead of time, or I'm staying in the gym 2 hours after. But I have to have a dedicated amount of time because when the frustration comes, I'm going to revert back to what I've been doing, which no one has corrected. If you remember the Indiana Fever, the best team after the Olympics, they were on a tear to the point that there were teams that said, that's the team we don't want to encounter in the playoffs, in the first round of the playoffs. Even Connecticut said that, as I remember. They were playing some serious ball. But then when the pressure got turned up during that spurt, after having all those games where that spurt where they were undefeated, when the pressure kicked in, I'm just going to use her as an example because it was an obvious example that I remember, Kelsey Mitchell. She started to go back to the old ways. She went back to the hero ball. And I did a video about that. She went back to the familiar. When the pressure comes, you will go back to the familiar. So what do you have to do, Angel Reese, in a situation like that? Because pressure is always going to come. You're going to have to learn a new normal so that your familiar is the right way of doing things. So that when you're not dominating and pressure comes, and Dearica Hamby brings the pressure, and it's going to be there in the WNBA, you don't start doing that and forcing things and all this stuff and falling out and your footwork's all off. So you got to keep working at it. It is fixable. We shouldn't even be having these conversations, I feel, because she is a professional. Of course, I don't know how at this point some of the things I see happens, but the potential is there. It's fixable. I think it's up to her to decide. And because obviously someone's willing to work with her. But my whole point is this. Somebody says, oh, she's not really working with Lisa Leslie if she's still doing that again. Or Yeah, she is, but it's gonna have to be a lot, a lot, a lot. The reps to learn the new normal, because otherwise, after the improvement, we're gonna see the old stuff all over again. I feel like the ball is literally in her court, and we're gonna see what happens. But that's why we went from those workouts, those improvements, to something that people put clown music behind after Monday night's game. It's doable. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts? Be respectful. Yeah, be because I'm not doing this to just, I mean, obviously Angel Reese, she wants you to know it's about her too. So she is part of the people who gets talked about, right? She's Angel Reese. So I'm not going to not talk about it, but I'm not trying to trash her. I got the coach's hat on. That's what we're talking about right here. So again, give your respectful thoughts. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you, Amanda.